holding up really, really well. I'm pretty surprised.
You know, you've got a spectator watching you.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
We are back in this episode with the D-Max towing the camper trailer up in the snowy mountains. And for those that don't know, I'm Sam.
And I'm Maddie.
And in this one, we are going to be taking the D-Max and the camper trailer together off-road for the first time on a normal adventure to really push the limits as to where we can and can't take the camper trailer. And it quickly goes to show the problems that we are
Fortunately, we'll have to take another track or find another campground.
as well as the standard lock gates up in the snowy mountains and in the New South Wales national parks. And then, of course, it's not without its amateur first-time problems with the camper trailer coming off its hinges and us needing to winch it.
So I've got to do a sharp right so I can bring this camper trailer around as well. I don't want any uneven ground, but I'm like on a complete tilt out at the moment.
Well, we've run into a bit of a problem here, haven't we, Mads?
Say stop, and now look at it.
Stick around for an epic episode and have a good laugh.
Alright guys, welcome back to another adventure. In this episode, we are starting up here in the Victorian high country and making our way across to the snowy mountains and then down to the beach, towing our camper trailer for the first time ever, and we're going to be putting it to the limits. We're going to be doing river crossings, lots of mountain work, and hopefully some sand driving.
So we're going to start from the bush and we're going to make all the way to the beach, and we're going to attempt this water crossing just behind us right now with the camper trailer.
So let's get into it.
Don't forget, guys, if you are enjoying the content, flick us a subscribe. We are creating videos every 2 weeks for you guys to watch. Plus, proudly supported by Adventure Kings for all our outdoor camping and four-wheel drive needs, available at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. And Maddie and myself, Sam, have put together some discount codes for you from some of the biggest companies around Australia, including iTech World, Undercover Australia, using the discount code Always Touring, and even our own quality merch for you guys to wear when you are out touring. Well, off to a bit of a lazy start this morning. Last night we got in at around 1 a.m. to this camp spot at a place known as G High, just right at the bottom of the Victorian high country. Before we started off the episode, we did have a couple food jammers that we did not realise, particularly as you know, when you're getting late to a campsite, you miss a few important things every now and again.
You've put -11 or -5 that you originally had for the back one, not the front one. So it's all...
All our other stuff frozen. It's so annoying.
Oh. Yep, my skim milk is definitely going icy.
I'm gonna go check it out there.
Anything to say?
It's definitely the eye frost.
Rightio, enough of that. I think it's time to get this camper trailer across our first ever river crossing that Maddie and I are doing together. And it's going to be a really cool experience and one of those ones that you'll probably remember for a lifetime.
Yeah, good to go. Alright, so Samuel's going to attempt to do his first water crossing with the camper trailer. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we don't get any water in the camper trailer, but stay tuned.
Alright, so I know this water crossing isn't really that deep, but keep in mind that this is our first time ever towing a camper trailer solo by ourselves through a river crossing. So we've got the winch ready just in case. Highly doubt that we'll need it, but it's just something nervous. Like, it's our first time attacking something like this. I'd love to know in the comments your guys' first experiences doing water crossings with your camper trailers or your caravans.
You know, you've got a spectator watching you.
So first gear, low range, just going to take it really slow. Haven't lowered our tyre pressures or anything like that. It's not about speed or momentum, it's just about keeping that power. So rather than second gear, I'm just going to go first gear and see what happens. This is actually feeling really nice, eh?
Oh my god, that's not going to end well for us.
It's actually holding up really, really well. I'm pretty surprised.
No dramas at all.
You did that with complete ease.
Well, after leaving that really gave us a lot of confidence in being able to take the trailer through further water crossings as we move on into the adventures for this channel. So we are now moving up past G High and making our way up into the Victorian high country. I tell you what, look at these views.
The storm is like a brother It knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, cause it's all.
So test number 2, we're currently going up and down like some really big ascents here in the start of the Victorian High Country. Just talking about fuel economy, currently sitting on 31-inch tyres, 40 PSI, second gear sitting around 3,000 revs, obviously keeping the revs up so we don't overload the vehicle's engine and increase any heating. Sitting on, this is what the computer's telling me, 41 litres I'm doing, sending the car absolutely max going up these mountains. We average around 17 to 18 litres, 15.5 litres on the highway. So it's pretty crazy, if that is accurate, how much we're having to push this car to be going up ascents for about 20 minutes now. Haven't had any overheating problems, but I noticed when I drop it down to third and I'm starting to load the engine rather than keeping the revs up, I am starting to, that heating gauge to go up to about 3/4.
It's become a fuel guzzler.
With the first 2 tests done, the river crossing and the fuel economy test whilst under load, particularly up very hard ascents and descents, we make it on and we hit the tracks.
Another campsite, possibly locked again. So I'm just going to check that there is a lock. Yep. Yeah, just underneath. Nice big lock. Unfortunately, we'll have to take another track or find another campground. So Samia just said there was another way around. So how much of a detour will that take?
It's only about 5 k's down the road.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll stop our complaining and get on with it.
Let the rain come down.
Well, as Maddie and I have said before, it is pretty standard when you come up into these New South Wales national parks how very little is open and how many locked gates you come across, particularly if you're not looking up to the up-to-date stuff on the New South Wales national parks.
Locked. 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 And locked again. It is absolutely ridiculous on this trip up here in the New South Wales National. We've just had to pull over onto the other side of Tumut Dam because that second entrance that we thought was going up to Wheeler's Hut, for whatever reason, has another locked gate here. So we're just going to get out the Starlink, as you can see Maddie getting it out there. Clearly I've missed something doing all the different map systems in around here. Like we've just gone off the HEM maps and then we were going on to new tracks, and the 2 entrances that I thought that you can get from this side both have locked gates. Thoughts on locked gates?
So it's such a New South Wales thing, isn't it? Locked. So we've had a bit of a change in plans because the only access is a manager's trail.
And the other ones are like hiking trails, as we've stopped here. So the only way to get to Wheelers Creek Hut was if we were hiking
Or a manager.
Or a manager.
Not a manager, and I don't think we're keen for hiking, so we're going to reroute and we're going to head to Lake Yukonbean River, and we're going to camp along a place called 4 Mile there. Hopefully we can still have some water and set up a campfire there as well.
Yeah, hopefully along the Murrumbidgee. It's called the 4 Mile Creek Track on the way to Lake Yukonbean.
Well, the fact that we are on blacktop and you could get any 2-wheel drive along this road that we're going through at the moment with these astronomical views, basically highlighting what the Snowy Mountains is all about. This is just absolutely unbelievable as we make our way onto our off-road destination onto 4 Mile track.
So we've just turned onto a little track known as 4 Mile Track just off the side parts of the Snowy Mountains Highway. And it's an absolute gem, hey? Like it is 2-wheel drive access basically with a couple bumpy sections, stuff like that. Really easy going for the camping trailer. But it just feels like you're going straight bang up into the Snowy Mountains along like an off-road track. And you're right here on the Yukonbean River at the end of it for the campground. It's phenomenal.
It's beautiful on the drive as well. You can see the Yukonbean River run along with the hills as well as you're going down the track. It makes a really beautiful and scenic track to do. As Samuel said, yep, you can do it 2-wheel drive. It is a bit rocky, but this is really picturesque, isn't it? looks like we've got a river crossing coming up. So second one for the camper trailer today.
Yes, this one's going to be exciting. There is a locked gate on the other side, but this one is a little bit deeper and it's got a bit of an interesting exit right on it, as you can see on the outside of the screen. Shall we go check it out?
Shall I check it out? But let's put on our handbrake, hey?
Well, it actually turned out that river crossing on the other side there was a standard locked gate, but as you can guess it, we are making our way towards the campsite, which has got to be one of the most incredible campsites, hands down, that we have ever been to in these regions, that you can take a camper trailer, or what I can reckon you can get a caravan down here as well. And it was only, as you can guess it, about 4 miles from the turn off of the highway.
Something you don't really think about when you're coming to camp with a camper trailer is little tight spots like this right down on the river. How bloody amazing is that? Is being able to put the camper trailer in a spot and then be able to get it out. So we've got a couple options. We've got one down the side there. I'm going to probably take this truck right along, get our own little spot. There's no one else around. Mate, look at that. 10 out of 10.
Tonight we might have some company because this is a giant wombat hole here as well.
Thanks, Mads.
No worries, I'm excited.
Now, something that you viewers could probably relate to us when it comes to reversing the camper trailer into a campsite was the dynamics and how it works. So we found it was better if Maddie drove the vehicle whilst I did all the directioning.
So I've got to do a sharp right so I can bring this camper trailer around as well. So I don't want any uneven ground, but I'm like on a complete tilt out at the moment. Right. No, I stored!
Fail!
Oh, I can't believe I stored!
Nice and slow, nice and slow. Hard right. Slow.
The lightning shows my weakness.
Slow, Mads.
Well, this is where it goes pear-shaped for Maddie and I.
Well, we've run into a bit of a problem here, haven't we, Mads?
Yes, because obviously he didn't hear me say stop, and now look at it.
Yes, look, the camper trailer has come off the blocks and slid down that way. So now we have to get the winch and pull it back this way. This has been a disaster. This hitch is the worst thing. I didn't think this was going to be this big of a problem. My God.
Well, Mads and I were so bloody excited to get to this campsite relatively early so we could sit and enjoy the views, and this was not on our list of things that we had to do. And I tell you what, it was actually a bit of thought as to how we were going to do this. We couldn't simply just back straight back onto it because of the angle of the hitch, and to get onto the hitch you have to be straight on, and if we were straight we would be into those bushes, as you can see on that far side. So what we had to get is we had to get our King's Dominator Mark II winch out, which we've just gotten, so very lucky that we've got that on the D-Max and it's its first time being used.
Fist bump.
It's done, thank God.
Look at the size of that thing. Holy shit.
Okay, so I have to do this trying to hide. But before I caught this massive spider here. And Samuel still thinks it's under this bucket where I caught it, and I'm going to prank him and pretend that it's under the bucket and throw it at him.
Alright, I'm gonna grab the spider out.
It's huge!
Make sure it doesn't bite you first.
Mads, where the is it?
I don't know.
Oh,
Where is it?
no, where is it? Look at the size of that thing.
And then release it off like that. Get out. Come on, buddy. Catch up. There you go.
Right, so we have just run into a bit of a situation for the past 45 minutes. Basically what's happened is we thought we got the camper trailer up and going, and because of this little joint here, that goes onto the camper trailer. It was like off by 7 degrees or 8 degrees or something, and we couldn't get the pin out. Then we finally got it to a point where we got everything off, got the pin out, and then it had rolled a little bit and the chain had got caught really tight on the back of the rear bar, and we've just spent so bloody long trying to unfix that problem, and now everything's fallen off. The wood's come out from underneath that one, and it's been an absolute schmozzle. How stressed are you out of 10 right now, Mads?
Super stressed.
You won't even look at the camera.
Trying to do this.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the episode, but I wanted to quickly go through a new fridge freezer that we have gotten from Sanhema. It's this 95 litre dual zone fridge freezer that we'll be using on this trip.
So let's go over the specifications of this fridge/freezer on this trip. A pretty nifty feature this one has is a Bluetooth control via the app. It can range between 20 degrees to minus 20 degrees with a dual zone independent fridge/freezer. It's got a 95 litre capacity to be able to fit your own personal grocery store in, and it's 12 volt or 240 volt. It's also got 2 USB ports to charge your devices, and it's also got battery protection in the electrical system.
And then you also get an insulative cover, which I'm going to put on right now, which basically protects the outside from any dust or elements whilst you're off-roading. So let's throw that on and throw it in the back of the D-Max.
Oh my god. We finally set up after that schmozzle. We're like, oh, we got to campsite early. This is great. What's the time now? It's like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So
2 hours.
I think we're hangry, ready for dinner. We're gonna do a fire.
At least you got this amazing. Look at that behind you. Like, fuck, what a spot. Anyways, we'll leave that there. We'll see you in the morning. We're gonna have a fire. We're just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna de-escalate. Relax. And we're going to change that as soon as we get back. That connection is just a joke. Like, unless you are on cement and dead flat, that is so difficult to get off.
I know. What connection do you guys have? Because we're really curious to see what's new and better than this, because this is just shit.
Yep.
Just keep painting constellations. You cover me in glitter till I'm shining bright. I never wanna leave the sky. The way you made me feel alive. I was in the dark and baby you're the light. You're from another planet. I've never felt like this. I don't know how I ever survived without it. I'm sorry.
So for dinner, I'm just going to make up a focaccia. You can get these pre-made bread mixes which you can use, or if you've got yeast and flour, you can make up your own. So with the focaccia, I'm going to use the Drifter bread maker, which comes with a little tray on the bottom, and also the cooktop for it. So what I'll be doing is I've got my focaccia sitting there in some warm environment so that the yeast expands, and then I'll be mixing some mixed herbs and some salt into it, and then making the little finger marks, popping it in the campfire. So I've got to sit the coals on it for about 30 minutes, and then we'll have it with some salami, olive oil and some balsamic. Want to lick my fingers for me?
Well, whilst Maddie is getting the cooking going in the background, I'm doing as what every man does and making himself very useful, and I decide to go for a flick.
Oh!
You got it?
I think I just got a tuna.
In the pale blue sky, floating on.
Right, reveal time. Have you nailed it?
I hope so. Now for the big reveal. Oh, that looks good.
Nice, Mads.
Alright, I'll tip it over. Just like that. That one out.
Oh, it's not even burnt on the bottom.
Like the light in the day never parted. I'm looking down the line.
Yes! Yes, it's cooked. Woo! So we've got in the cookware from Drifter, everything in different sections with different dips. So all you have to do is rip some focaccia off, dip it in with what you want. And I want some salami and...
Yum. That looks so good. Alright, it's not even winter yet, and we've just woken up this morning at 9 AM and the entire kitchen is frozen. As you can see here, there's just so much frost absolutely everywhere, and it got so cold on the inside here, it actually froze, didn't it, Mads? It froze my water bottle.
Yeah, Sammy's water bottle was like, I was like, did you put ice in your water last night? And he was like, no.
Bloody what? It would have got down to probably -3 or -4 in the camper trailer. So bloody cold. Not even winter yet, mate.
That is like pure ice. And look at this.
That is how cold it got last night here in the snowy mountains.
Ice. Oh my god. I have to put this away tonight.
Funny looking pancakes there, Mads.
Shut up. The scrambled pancakes this morning. I give up. Keep sticking to the stainless steel. For the record, I can make pancakes, and I did start it on extremely low heat. It is because it does not like this stainless steel.
Mashed potato and Nutella in the morning.
Trying to make it look fun.
Well, thank God for electric blankets, because last night it was absolutely freezing. It got down to, would have been like -3, -4 as you saw this morning. There was so much frost and stuff all over the bloody thing. Welcome to the snowy mountains. But it did make it a lot better inside the camper trailer.
Yeah, I didn't even realise how cold it really was last night.
Yep.
We were pretty snuggled up in our lecky blanket.
So, plan for this morning, we have recovered from yesterday's 2-hour session with the kerfuffle with the camper trailer. That was, if you're at a caravan park or you're around us watching that happen, you would have just been sitting there just like...
With a beer going, oh my god.
Jesus. Plan for today. We're going to head over to the Urungabilly Caves, possibly to the thermal pools. Then we're going to be starting to make our way down to the coast and visiting one of the waterfalls there, known as Nethercote Falls, I think.
Yeah, Nethercote Falls. Yep, and then we will be staying at, God, I always go to say Mimosa Rocks.
It's in the Mimosa Rocks National Park. Yeah.
But it's actually, what's it called, the campground?
Gillard's Beach.
Gillard's Beach.
So we're going to make some coffees and then we'll get on the road. Righto, so the camper trailer is packed up. We have completely run all of our batteries absolutely dry because we haven't got that gas fixed for the gas stove connected to the camper trailer, and I haven't changed the 2 lead acid batteries in the camper trailer to lithium. So we used all of our induction cooker, the electric blankets and everything we were using off the 200s Super Slim in the back of the D-Max that we had run via an extension cord. And then in the camper trailer itself, we had used all the batteries basically on the fridge and the LED lights and charging through the basic 240 volt system in there. So last night I had to plug up our 160 iTech Pro up to the fridge, so the fridge was going, and that literally used 6 amps because of how cold it was last night, so it didn't even use that battery. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pump up that far right tyre. I don't know if I told you guys, but I had to drop that tyre pressure down to 10 psi just to help with the levelling of the camper trailer. Bit of a rookie mistake we've been doing, but this is what you do, you learn as you go, and then hopefully we can get all these things fixed so everything's smooth sailing for the next trip.
Formally. Yeah, I know this life is right for me. I know the future's bright for me. Real. I know my teachers lied to me. I do it for the ones that came before and nearly died for me. Recognition, I'm on a mission. Yeah. I'm paying dues, I'm in position. I'm staying up, it's getting late. You're doing good, I'm doing great. Recognition, I'm on a mission. Yeah. I'm paying dues, I'm in position. I'm staying up.
Rightio guys, so on the next episode we'll be continuing this adventure onto the Urungabilly area. We'll be checking out the caves, the thermal pools, and then making our way down to the coast and showing you guys one of our most favourite campsites along the whole eastern New South Wales coastline, and it is super easy to get your caravans and camper trailers here.
Oh, g'day mate, how you going?
Hi, welcome to Sam Berries. How can I help you?
Could I get a lamb burrito with beans, rice, And I'll get that toasted, please.
Oh, we're out of lamb. We've got mint.
Oh, okay. I'll get some mince.
Yeah. Bobby!